Okay, let me ask you something. If AI continues improving at the speed it is right now, what skills do you think will actually matter in 2030? Because honestly, when I look at what AI can already do today, it's a little scary. It can write, it can code, it can create images and videos, it can analyze huge amount of data, it can make presentations, and it can even help you learn almost anything. And here's the interesting part. I don't think the biggest question anymore is, will AI take my job? I think the better question is, will someone who knows how to use AI replace someone who doesn't? So in this video, I'm going to talk about the skills I think everyone should start learning before 2030. And don't worry, I'm not going to tell you that you need to become a machine learning engineer or learn complicated mathematics. Some of these skills are actually surprisingly simple. Okay, so the first skill I think everyone needs is something I call AI literacy. And honestly, this is probably the most important one. You don't necessarily need to know how to build an AI model. You need to understand what AI can do, what it cannot do, and when you should actually use it. Think about it. If somebody gives you a smartphone but you only know how to make phone calls, you are technically using smartphones, but you're not really taking advantage of it. I think AI is going to be exactly the same. By 2030, knowing how to use AI could become as normal as knowing how to use email, search engines, and spreadsheets. So I would start by learning the basics. What is generative AI? What are large language models? What is an AI agent? What are hallucinations? What information should I never blindly trust AI with? And most importantly, what problems can AI actually solve for me? Because I don't want AI to think for me, I want AI to help me think better. The second skill is prompting. And yes, I know people keep saying prompting is dead, and maybe fancy prompt engineer jobs won't be as important in the future, but being able to communicate clearly with AI, I don't think that's going away. In fact, I think it's going to become more important, because here's something I've noticed. If I ask AI, write me something about climate change, I'll probably get something generic. But if I say, explain climate change to a 12-year-old using 3 everyday examples, keep it under 300 words, and make the explanation conversational, suddenly the results becomes much more useful. That's not magic. I'm simply giving the AI better instructions, so I've practiced giving AI context, a clear goal, constraints, and examples. And honestly, the better you become at explaining what you actually want, the better AI becomes as your assistant. Now this one is really important, critical thinking. And ironically, the better AI becomes, the more important this skills becomes. Why? Because AI can sound incredibly confident while being completely wrong. I've literally asked AI questions where the answers sounded perfect, and then I checked the information and realized, wait, what? So don't treat AI like an all-knowing professor. Treat it like a very powerful assistant, a very fast assistant that can occasionally mix things up. Whenever something is important, especially money, health, law, academic research, or current events, verify it. Check the original sources, compare different sources, ask yourself, does this actually make sense? Because in an AI world, knowing how to question information could become more valuable than simply knowing information. The fourth skill is one that I personally think is going to be huge: coding and automation. Now, before you click away because you're thinking programming, hear me out. I'm not saying everyone needs to become a professional software engineer, but I think understanding basic programming logic is incredibly useful, especially now that AI can help us write code. You can literally say, I have this repetitive task, can you help me automate it? And AI can help you build something from scratch. Maybe you want to automatically organize data, generate reports, rename hundreds of files, build a simple website, analyze a spreadsheet, or create a small application. You don't necessarily need to know every line of code anymore, but you should understand what the code is doing. I'd personally start with something like Python, learn variables, conditions, loops, functions, lists, and basic data handling, and then start building tiny projects, because once you combine AI plus coding plus automation, you can do something seriously interesting things. Skill number 5, data literacy. This sounds boring, but trust me, it's not. We are surrounded by data. Your schools has data, businesses have data, governments have data, social media has data, and AI is becoming extremely good at analyzing that data. So I think everyone should understand the basics. What does an average actually tell you? What's the difference between correlation and causation? How do graphs sometimes manipulate what you are saying? How do you identify the misleading statistics? And how do you turn raw information into an actual decision? You don't have to become a data scientist, but if AI gives you a beautiful graph and says, look, this proves my point, you should be able to look at the graph and say, hold on, does it really? Here's where things get really interesting, creativity. And I know this sounds strange. We are talking about AI and I'm telling you to become more creative, but that's exactly why. AI can generate thousands of ideas, it can write stories, generate images, create music, design presentation and produce videos. But here's the problem, AI doesn't know what you actually care about. That's still your job. The person who can say, okay, here's an interesting idea and then use AI to turn that idea into something real, it's going to have a massive advantage. So don't stop creating just because AI can create. Learn photography, write, make music, draw, build things, tell stories, experiment. Because I think the future isn't going to belong to people who simply use AI. It's going to belong to people who combine AI with their own creativity. And then there's something that I think people are seriously underestimating. Human skills. Communication, leadership, empathy, teamwork, negotiation, public speaking, building relationships. These things aren't suddenly becoming useless because AI exists. Actually, I think they could become even more valuable. Imagine two people. Person A is incredibly good at using AI but can't communicate with other people. Person B knows how to use AI reasonably well but can lead a team, understand people, explain ideas and build trust. Who do you think people will want to work with? Exactly, AI may be powerful but people still work with people. And finally, AI ethics and digital security. This is something I think we are going to hear much more about over the next few years. Deepfakes, AI scams, fake voices, fake images, privacy problem, misinformation, automated decisions. Don't assume an AI generated image is real. Don't believe a video simply because you can see someone's face, and don't use AI to do things that you wouldn't be comfortable doing yourself, because having access to powerful technology also means having responsibility. So if I had to summarize everything, these are the skills I'll personally start developing before 2030. Number 1, AI literacy, understanding how AI works and where it fits into your life. Number 2, AI communication and prompting, learning how to give AI useful instructions. Number 3, critical thinking, don't blindly trust what AI tells you. Number 4, coding and automation, learn enough programming to build and automate things. Number 5, data literacy, learn how to understand and question data. Number 6, creativity, use AI to amplify your ideas instead of replacing them. Number 7, human skills, communication, leadership, empathy and teamwork. And number 8, ethics and digital security, because powerful technology needs responsible users. And here's the thing I really want you to take away from this video. You don't need to learn all of these skills tomorrow. You don't need to become an AI expert, and you definitely don't need to panic about the future. Just start, pick one skill from the list. Spend the next 30 days learning it, build something with it, then move on to the next one, because 2030 might sound far away, but honestly, it's going to arrive much faster than we think. So I'd rather start preparing now. What AI skills are you learning first? Let me know in the comments, and if you want, I'll make a follow-up video showing you exactly how I'd learn these skills from zero using mostly free resources. See you in the next video.